Hey, what's up? It's Jake, and I'm learning Kubernetes. Today, we're going to be doing a speed run of Workout A, doing pods and deployments, and we're going to see if we can beat 8 minutes and 34 seconds, which is the record that I hold from 5 days ago. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, we've got our Terraform file ready to go. We've got our timer ready to go. So the goal is to do this. We are going to provision an environment where in GCP with Terraform. Then we are going to run a setup script to do all the installation of Minikube and everything we need to do the exercise. Then we're going to go through a series of warm-up and pod and deployment steps. And once we're done, we're going to tear everything out of Terraform. And as soon as I get the message that Terraform destroy is complete, we'll stop the timer. And we're trying to be 8 minutes and 34 seconds. If you want to take a screenshot of this guy right here and try it yourself, you don't need to deploy it to GCP if you don't want to. You can do it on Minikube on your own computer. But I'm going to include my deployment time just because it's fun to play with Terraform. Ready? Get set. Go. Start the timer. Terraform apply -- auto - approve. Gcloud compute SSH Kubernetes playground. That's just what I called the instance. All right, and we're in. Let's go ahead and create vi setup.sh insert. Copy paste. There we go. Right quit chmod 777 setup /setup. All right, and while the script runs, I'm going to get my windows ready, get the sizes the way that I like them, and scroll down to our warm-up. Now, I used to use get pods, get deployments, get services. What I'm going to be doing, though, in all namespaces, I'm doing a get all. So one command that I'm going to be using is get all. We're going to alias kubectl with the letter K, and we're going to source kubectl completion bash so I can do tab completion and hopefully have less errors in my typing. Okay, cool. We're ready to go. So we're going to alias k equals kubectl, and we're going to source kubectl completion bash. Oops, wrong direction. Oops, no space. Kubectl. All right, so now we have tab completion. Sweet. Kubectl get all -a. This will give me everything to answer this first question. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pods. I have 1 deployment, and I have 2 services running in all namespaces. Create a pod using the CLI. K run nginx -- image equals nginx. K get pods. Container creating. And come on now. There we go. It's ready to go. All right, now we delete the pod. K delete pod nginx. K get pods. And it's gone. Okay, create an nginx deployment using the CLI. K create deployment. This is what I'm talking about. Deployment tab not working. Deployment nginx -- image equals nginx. K get deployments. We've got 1 deployment. It says to list the replica set too. K get replica set. We got 1 replica set. Edit the deployment. Change to 2. K edit deployment nginx. Let's go down to replicas. Insert mode. Change from 1 to 2. Right quit. K get deployments. Now we can see 202 is ready. Delete the deployment. K delete deployment nginx. K get deployment. No resources found. K create a Postgres deployment. Check the logs. K create deployment Postgres -- image equals Postgres. Okay. K get pods. Uh-oh. Container creating. All right, so I can't log into it yet. I'm just double checking error. Okay, k get pods, k logs, copy and paste the name of the pod, k logs, paste. Database is uninitialized. Okay, we didn't set a Postgres password. No problem. All right, delete all the deployments. K delete deployment Postgres. Okay. Create a basic Nginx deployment file. I don't know how to do that from memory, so we're going to go K create deployment Nginx image equals Nginx dash dash try dash run equals client out YAML to a file called nginx.yaml. Do an ls. There's our nginx.yaml. vi nginx.yaml. There we are. And it says we need to deploy it and make a change to replica. Okay, so let's do a k apply dash f nginx k get deployment 0 ready 1 ready. All right, now let's v our nginx file. Change this replica from 1 to 2. Escape, right quit, k apply dash f apply dash f nginx k get deployment. Now we have 2 ready. Okay, log into the nginx container and list the files. Okay, k exec dash it. Oops, I don't have the pod name. K get pods. Let's just pick one. K exec dash it. This guy. No. This one. K exec it pod dash dash bash. And I'm in. ls. Nice. Exit. And we're good. Log in the container, list the files. Delete all resources to clean up. Okay, k get all dash a. Looks like I just have this nginx deployment, so k delete deployment nginx. K get all dash a. See, this is so much faster with k get all. And everything looks good, and we're ready to clean up. So I can go ahead and exit here. I can exit here, come into here, and run a terraform destroy dash dash auto dash approve. Make this bigger. 9 minutes, 11 seconds. Didn't beat it. Did not beat it by a long shot. I must have been going fast. I felt like using the alias slowed me down at the beginning. I didn't use the bash completion at all because every time I tried to tab, it didn't work. I don't know if that's because of my alias. Probably because of the alias, which is interesting. So maybe I got to do one or the other. I got to either alias the command and just type everything else, or don't alias anything and source bash completion and try it that way. I'm going to do a little test at the end here and see if that works. I'm going to get ready to pause this. Boop. 10 minutes, 10 seconds. All right, let's write it down. 10 minutes, 10.09 seconds on 12:26, technically 24. All right, so that was way slower. So what did we learn? I tried a couple new things from the command line that definitely slowed me down because it's not as second nature to me. But I think in the long run, they'll be better habits to have. One of them is using bash completion or completion bash. So if you type kubectl and I autocomplete and I say get deployments, it just works, right? But if you can see, if I type the letter K and hit enter, that it's aliased. But I believe if it's aliased, I'm hitting my tab button right now, it's not actually completing. So that whole time I was sourcing stuff, and every time I was trying to tab complete, I was actually wasting time because aliasing kubectl doesn't um, doesn't actually help. So how many letters until kubectl? KU? Okay, so I have to type at least KU and then tab to get kubectl. So as long as I just type those first two letters correctly, which kind of feels nice. KU tab. KU tab. It's just like a little, like a roll if you're a drummer. KU tab. Just put it up. Okay, so that's one thing to learn. So I probably won't alias this anymore. I'll just use tab completion because as you can see, my typing is so sloppy. So K get deployments takes that long, but KU tab that is way faster. So I think what I need to do is I need to do that instead, and that'll make this a lot faster for me. Get all I think is a good pattern, but I'm not used to it. I'm not used to reading it. So what's nice here is you have the data structure that tells you what everything is, but I wasn't looking at that. So I'm like, okay, here are my pods, my services, my daemon set, my deployment, my replica set, my ingress, like all this stuff. But I was like, where are my deployments at? And I was looking around. So I think that was still foreign to me, which is another reason why I went slower. So those are the two things that led to me going slower. It was what, a minute and a half, minute and 40 seconds slower. That's not nothing. That's a lot. So I definitely need to get closer to that 8.5 minute mark. And I think that's what I'll do next time is I won't alias anything. I'll use tab completion and look for that data structure, that familiar data structure inside the get all command to be able to answer questions. So if you have any recommendations for me, let me know. But if not, my name is Jake and I am learning Kubernetes.